What's up, guys? Welcome back to part 2 of restoring Matthew's Maxima. Today, we are doing everything but the clutch still. Today, we're going to be taking out the pressure plate to replace the friction plate and the pilot bearing, as well as replace the throwout bearing on the transmission. We are not installing the clutch yet because the pressure plate is still not here. We're also going to be replacing the 2 cam sensor O-rings because nothing's wrong with the cam sensors. We can also replace the rear main seal and the upper oil pan's moon seals. And then after that, I think that's it for this video. And then we're gonna hopefully get the pressure plate in tomorrow, and that will be part 3 of finishing off the car. At the moment, we're halfway out with removing the flywheel, and he's working on removing his old cooler to put on his G that will be supercharged hopefully by June with the Ultima. And then that's about it. So we'll get back to you when everything is taken apart. All right, so now we got the flywheel out with a little bit of haggling. So now we're gonna remove this. God damn, you can see this shit is cooked. But to remove it, you're gonna need a screwdriver. I prefer using this SNK. The model number is number 2, then 82007. This tip is a fat square tip. It's like a Japanese screwdriver, they call it. As you can see, it fits tight on most screws like this. It's only supposed to be held in with 7 inch-pounds. So what I'm gonna do is take my impact while holding it on the screwdriver on the other side and remove the bolts. I gotta go get the 10 mil and we'll get that out. So when I get back, you guys are gonna see it's completely off. We're gonna compare the 2 plates and reinstall it with the fresh hardware. Sound like someone hit their funny bone over there. He's removing the white pipe so we can chop that up the oil pan. And the grease is also on the way with a bigger impact so we can take the crank.
Hold on, which bench tightened these?
The bitch that tightened is probably him or Tino. He was the one that fixed it. Alright, so this is the old pressure plate. The more you look at it, the worse it gets. This is the new one. That's how it's supposed to look. These are my handprints. We're gonna have to clean that all off.
Greasy monkey.
But look, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera. It's got an indentation on it. Should we go get the caliper tool and see how worn it is?
No, it's not there.
I feel like we should.
No, it's not.
I'm not gonna bore you guys though with installing back the friction plate because it's just like removing it. See, 7 foot-pounds. We're gonna get the torque wrench to do that. But let's go to the garage and get the caliper tool. All right, so this is your digital caliper tool. It measures in millimeters. You got 0 back out, 0 millimeters or inches. So we're gonna do millimeters. Let's 0 it back out. All right, you guys think let's do the new one first. So the new one is 4.0. It's about 4.0, 4.01 millimeters, right? Oh no, that's the old one I measured. Now let's check the new one. No, wait a minute. Mixing myself up. So it's about 4.0 for the new one. What's the old one? 3.8. So it went back down by 0.2 millimeters. I don't know if you guys can see it in the video though. Tajay, what do you think of it? Do you see that warp in it? It looks like a donut, like a caved in donut.
Yeah, that shit's cooked.
We might put it on a wall for wall decoration and engrave how not to drive for the shop. What do you got?
Yeah.
But we're gonna go clean this off and install the new one now. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with installing it. It's very simple, just like removing it. Just 7 foot-pounds, my bad. I gotta find a torque wrench and do that. All right, so in that break, we finished the torque convert, the flywheel. Juries came. Over here, I already took off the crank pulley and the factory oil cooler, or oil warmer, some people call it. So now I'm removing the tensioner so we can start removing the upper oil pan. Over there, they're getting the throwout bearing in. And hopefully, within next 10 minutes, we can figure out how to support the engine up so we can remove the upper oil pan because we only have this mount in at the moment. So we're gonna use our cherry picker and support it or strap underneath the manifold just to lift the engine up so it doesn't fall, so we can remove the jack. That's about it.
No pin for it?
No, use a bolt.
We'll just use a screwdriver.
You got the orange screwdriver?
No.
This bitch never works, bro.
Like my third pair of gloves, you feel bitch head.
Your hands are just too fat.
So we can kick that seat in a little bit.
So we managed to get the oil pan off.
What song is that short?
Am I good?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
My bad, I'm touching your cheeks a little bit.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey. So we're removing the upper oil pan now. We already got the lower oil pan out. We got the tunes in the background. The motor is actually fairly clean, surprisingly, for 107,000 miles. Well, actually 108, so, but it's actually very clean. So we have Idris making a diagram, and we'll get back to you guys when Matthew takes this out, and we're gonna be cleaning it and repainting it.
Make it look brand new, you heard? You heard.
So we got two people to hold the oil pan, so because I do not want to break it.
Shut your bitch ass up!
But if you see right here, there's a small hole from factory that you can stick a small pry bar in, and then we can slowly just bring down the oil pan. We're gonna drop this now, and then we'll show you guys the underneath afterwards. Seals that go bad get really hard and brittle over age, and that's it. That's what causes it. That's one of the leaks that makes it look like a rear main seal leak, but it's never a rear main. Most of the time it's that. But as you're dropping your upper oil pan, or if you're dropping your trans, might as well change them. Oh, hello. So, this is the rear main. We already got it out. Well, I already got it out. See? It's very easy to replace. You can pull it off without doing the upper oil pan. Typically though, you still need to buy this moon seal, half moon seal. You don't have to, but I recommend it because from experience, somebody did just reuse it back while replacing the rear main and it was still pissing oil. So just replace that. All right, so now we're on the rear main seal. You're gonna have to put RTV in this whole area. Make sure your block is clean. We already cleaned that out. And we already changed the back cam sensor O-ring. So see how nice and shiny that is? That's how you want it. Make sure you lube the O-ring as well before putting it on. That's what we're gonna do on the rear main. So we're gonna do that now off camera because kind of need the second person. You guys see how it looks when we're back all back together.
We're gonna use this type of...
Oh, make sure you're using ultra gray RTV. If you got a better brand, go ahead. This is what I like to use. This is what I use on mine.
This is what's preferred.
So use what you preferred, but this is what I'm using.
These two numbnuts not know how to work on a car. This one in a whole jumpsuit working on a car. So that one motor mount was a bitch to get off. They're still going, by the way. They've been like this for the past couple minutes. They like touching each other, right?
Yeah. So we finally got the mount out. Well, the thing was just tripping. So what we're gonna do is the timing chain tensioner now. I'm trying to just get this cover out. Once you get that cover out, it's only 310s that hold it in, and it's very it's not even torqued down. I broke it very easily. So we're gonna take that cover out. Once you get that cover out, I'm gonna show you what to do on the inside.
But yeah, that motor mount we had a lot of trouble getting. A lot of people would just be really fast, but this one we were struggling. We was crying. Oh, this is his car, by the way. The car acts just like the owner.
Right. I'm gonna have Matthew clean this out. So.
Oh, clean it. I thought I heard something. I'm gonna clean it too.
No. So if you can see in there, that's your timing chain tensioner. What you can see, it's kind of hard to tell because I have no flash. Right around here, you can see some teeth coming out. You're not really supposed to. That's when the chain is stretched. It could be also mean that your tensioner is bad. So we're just gonna replace it. It's like a what, $80 part?
Yeah, about 80 bucks.
80
Advanced
bucks.
Auto.
Advanced
Auto's
Auto,
same brand.
even Z1. We're just gonna replace it. What do we have to lose? So we're gonna do that. All you gotta do is break these two 10s loose. Hold the chain tensioner in. It's not gonna fall out, but just hold it in so the chain doesn't slip, and then that's about it. Update. Got the upper oil pan surface cleaned out. Got the timer chain tensioner in.
Let me just try to pick these up.
And then over there, they're cleaning up the upper oil pan and painting it. So hopefully they'll finish that very soon. And then we can just get to installing. Alright, so we just got the upper oil pan in. What you use is RTV to seal all the way around. And then on the two half moon seals, you do not want to put RTV. You just skim it a little bit. Just a skim to hold it in place. Under the two edge, you want to put two puddles to hold it and lock it. At the moment, we have the 4 outer bolts holding up the upper oil pan. We're just waiting on the impact so we can send it in. And then after that, we'll just put in all the other bolts. And then after that, we'll torque it to spec, and then we'll work on the lower oil pan.
Just put your shit in a junkyard.
Alright, so we got the upper oil pan in. It's not torqued down yet. Everything just hand tightened basically. So we're gonna do strainer next before we torque down everything. The way you want to install your strainer is just take a little skim of RTV, so light that you can barely see it. And that's what you're gonna use to then put this in. Once you do that, you can sit there, torque down all your bolts, and then you just repeat the process for the lower oil pan. For the lower oil pan, you're gonna go crisscross pattern and look up your torque specs for everything. And then that's about it. After that, you're gonna install a Y pipe. We're gonna go do all of that now and get back with you guys shortly. All right, so we're finally getting towards the end of the tunnel. We already installed the upper oil pan. Oil cooler is going on. After that, we're gonna install the lower oil pan and line the engine back up with the motor mount. If you're wondering why this aftermarket cooler is on the side, we're deleting it on this car because he doesn't want it on here anymore. So
Going in a G37.
yeah, he's putting in his G. And then after that, we'll just put on the have him put in the Y pipe while we put on the flywheel, and we're gonna call it a night because we still have to wait on the pressure plate. Once I get the pressure plate in, we can knock on the crank pulley and those stuff. All right, guys.
Come take a look at this.
We are somewhere but nowhere. We got upper and lower oil pan in, coolant line hooked back up. This is just zip tie for the south because we're taking off the bumper tomorrow.
This bitch ass bumper.
Up top here, we got the mount in, the timing chain tensioner in. Back, we got this, what is it, torque converter or whatever. Torque link from NWP back in. Over here, we got our flywheel, rear main, and everything else in, torque to spec. And then
he pointed the camera at me because it's not torque to spec.
to an extent. And then that's about it. We changed the O-rings on both cam sensors. So
When torquing the spec, round the number.
yeah, it's 83 foot-pounds though.
85.
So it's not 100.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're just waiting on the pressure plate to come in. Then we'll slap in the clutch and the trans, and then we'll put in back the Y pipe with the cross member.
Then
New
Idris
motor.
is coming
New motor.
back to do radiator support.
My name's not Idris, by the way.
Few moments later.
Tajay? Tajay? Wait, can you turn off that light real quick? Where'd Tajay go? You with the light on, you can't even see him.
1 day later.
Alright, so it's just me today. Off camera, I dropped the bumper. We got our pressure plate finally. So I just installed the clutch here, but you can see new friction plate. And over here, we got the cross member and the 2 mounts installed. Video I watched was a piece of shit, if I'm being honest. So this is how it goes in. This is your cross member. Driver's towards the front of the car is the fat, skinny parts to back. This is your passenger side of the car, so that's where you want the humps to be for the polyurethane mounts. Flat side on the driver's side. As you see, just so it's easier, the side without the arrow is where the bump goes. So I'm gonna install this now. Just gonna hand tighten it for right now until I can get someone outside to hold the crank while we torque down spec. You're gonna do 30 foot-pounds first and then 60, I think. I'm gonna have to look that back up and then I'll get back with you guys. All right, so the car is finally wrapped up. We did a lot of stuff off camera because it was just me, Matthew, and my dad finishing it up. Trans and everything's in, all new mounts. We're gonna do the first startup now. I guess we got a mean-ass exhaust leak. Probably the bolt got it tightened, but we're all set. We'll come back in the morning and show you guys everything, because mind you, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Car is officially done. We made a big coolant mess and all that, but no leaks. The clutch still needs to be bled a little more. It's still soft, but it goes in all the gears. I ended up making it a 2-part series because Matthew blew the transmission on the Infinity last night. So we have to hurry up this one. We didn't finish until 2:30 this morning, and today we just wrapped up everything. So that's it for now. Until that car is up and running, we'll do a video with that. We're gonna do a radiator support later on down the road with this too. And not until that's done, then we can start working on this again. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.